Hey, it's your buddy Peace and Harmony here with you here today. How to heal quickly after suffering and experiencing emotional abuse from a manipulator, a psychopath, a narcissist, someone who's not your average run-of-the-mill person, someone who is adept at emotional abuse, sussing people out, targeting people, sizing them up, getting a pre-calculated approach and perspective towards people that's meant to belittle them and basically use them as a source of supply, prey on their vulnerabilities, make them feel so good and then so low, because they're all based on a sort of charisma and a charming that they try to sweep them off their feet, but they're really just playing a persona. They're really just displaying an act. They're really just playing, they're really just generally fake, and you realize that there's actually a malintent lurking beneath it. And you know, you've been involved with this person, you fell for the lure, you fell for the lie, and you know, you thought that this was a genuine person who you could connect with and do things with and live your life with. However, now that you have experienced certain things with them, your intuition, your gut, and new knowledge is telling you otherwise. It's very devastating to expose a manipulator and realize that this person is no longer who you thought they were, and that now your life is no longer going to be how you thought it was going to be. This is, you know, oftentimes a very unexpected turn of events, and it's difficult to process. It's very difficult to get into that emotional strength and security, especially if you've experienced brainwashing and depersonalization from a narcissist or a psychopath, where you feel really kind of out of tune and out of touch with yourself. A very strange statement, I know. I mean, how can you not be in touch with yourself? But it's more because you're not in touch with your gut. You're not in touch with your emotions. They've been kind of disintegrated. They've been dissolved really by this person in their manipulative tactics. And you know, the sad thing and the really criminal thing is that oftentimes these people know what they're doing. It's a very pre-calculated effect, and it's different statements that they make, and it really is shocking how many years these people can live a lie, how they can just keep a lie going. It's what's very interesting, I find, about the study of the narcissist or psychopath manipulator. They have an extreme or excessive amount of energy. I mean, most people can't keep up with them, with the amount of groups, activities, trips, things that they're going on, the various people that they associate with. They just have this very high energy. They're able to, you know, juggle a lot of different sexual relationships. A lot of them take, the guys, you know, they're taking Viagra. They manipulate women with sex. You know, they're rubbing on them. They're saying these things to them. They're sex texting them to the point where they can no longer, you know, think about what you need to do. You have to constantly be thinking about them and their needs, and like falling, you know, what you thought was falling in love is not falling in love. You're falling into a trap, basically, that is going to leave you, you know, clinging for dear life, crying out for dear life, because you've just discovered, you know, that this has been a con man, or a con woman. And I know women can be the same way. You know, it can be emotionally devastating for sure. But you know, how are you going to heal, you know, in a rapid manner? It's going to take some time, especially for your body to kind of flush out and cleanse itself of this impact. So I would definitely recommend, you know, taking some time to retreat, to go on a retreat for yourself, whether it's just at your place, whether it's an actual retreat, whether it's, you know, making spa appointments, a fishing trip, a walk in the forest, a walk along the seashore, bringing a notebook along and just jotting down your thoughts, your lessons learned. You know, taking a real proactive approach can help you heal quickly. And, you know, really identifying, you know, every little statement, because every little statement you make is going to help you, and it's all going to be a building process. However, you know, you want to be able to work through this quickly. And I've mentioned before, if you feel that you're extremely depressed and, you know, you feel like you can't get out of the house for 2-3 weeks, I mean, that's obviously, you need to speak with a medical professional. However, you know, one thing I think that we definitely recommend here is, you know, going no contact, and how to really effectively do that, and erasing their phone number, their email, their pictures, and things of that nature. And I know it seems drastic, but sometimes you do have to do drastic things. But one of the really important tools and insights I think will help you heal quickly is realizing that you are bigger than them. Yes, you are. You are bigger than them. Think of them again, and here I go with my analogies again. The narcissist, the manipulator, the psychopath, they manipulate oftentimes through fear, through intimidation. A lot of their original you know, intent might seem very charismatic, very caring. It has the guise or the mask of coming across very loving and like the answer to your prayers. You know, this person is so much fun. We go out dancing, we go out traveling. He's so good here, she's so good there. And it just seems like everything is just a fairy tale. And then, of course, you discover that there's someone very crooked underneath, someone with a lot of malevolent wishes and desires. Mal meaning bad, you know, in Latin from the word will, you know, bad, ill will. So, you know, it's hard to fathom this, especially when these people, you know, really start, the extent to which they get involved with people it's mind-blowing and it's shocking. So how to get through this quickly is just get a perspective for a moment and realize the fear base from which this person is coming from. And realize that they intimidate by fear. And write that down for yourself. You know, realize that they intimidate and control by fear. Okay? And realize that that has, in and of itself, tried to get you to react to them. You know, whether that message was you're not good enough, you don't have enough friends, you don't do this, you don't do that, you don't know how to think for yourself. These are all the messages that this person has created onto you, and then or you know, impressed upon you or created within you. Realize that oftentimes that these messages are a lie, and that is not the real you. The real you has a foundation. The real you is grounded. The real you has a sense of peace and knowing, and then because that knowing is what tipped you off in the beginning, that there's something not really right about this person. You know, I noticed that they're doing this and this behind my back, or I noticed that, you know, they're not reacting properly to not being in contact with their kids, or they're reacting this way to losing their pet. Like, something is a little off. So realize that intuition, that knowledge, that perception is the real you. It's starting to bubble up to the surface. Okay? And that real you was crying out for acknowledgement, yet you had to suppress it while you were around them. And realize that real you who exposed them, that is the bigger person. That is the person who knows in confidence and lives in truth. And the truth will set you free. Living a lie, those people are bound to live in a lie. They live their life based on lies, which I can't even imagine. I mean, I can't even imagine how disgusting that must be and how much energy it must require, and all the different vices that they use. I mean, it's just incredible, from switching phones, pictures, names, emails. I mean, the extent is just mind-boggling and very complicated, and so glad not to be swept up in that. But realize that in exposing them, you are on the ground of truth. You have arrived at the ground of truth. That is a very powerful place to be. And I liken it again, here I go with my analogies. When you see a garden snake, You know, you're walking along a path, and no matter where you live, you've probably seen snakes. I hate snakes. They're disgusting. They're really gross, but you know, God has created them for a reason. Whatever that reason is, you know, get a gardener or a scientist, you know, to describe that. They certainly don't make honey, so I'm not sure what they do, if they till the soil or just what. But anyway, if you were to see a garden snake, that first fear, that first alarm that comes to you, you know, and you kind of see it just kind of trying to move its way across the ground or the path, gross, yuck, you know. You might scream at first, but you realize that that thing is really harmless, and you really shouldn't be afraid because it really can't hurt you. It's just kind of slimy and disgusting. It's really kind of gross, and it's really kind of ugly. Ugh, who would want that? Ugh, why, you know, yuck. I mean, ugh. I really dislike snakes. I mean, let's not get caught up on that, but that's kind of like a narcissist, you know, when they say like that guy's a snake or something like that. I'm not sure what that statement means, but it's kind of like that. And think of it that, you know what, you're bigger than that slimy thing that's trying to crawl around on the ground. You're coming from a sense of peace, and you know better, and you start to know that that person really cannot harm you. You've just disarmed them from their ability to do that, because you've discovered them, you've exposed them, and now you are on the ground of truth, and that is the powerful place to be. Peace and harmony here with you here today. I hope these videos help. Please share and subscribe for more great tools, videos, and discussions. Make it a beautiful day.